Good morning everyone, this is Professor M.A. Kumbalkar. I am PhD in Mechanical Engineering. Today we start the certificate course on finite element analysis using ANSYS Workbench. So in the very first lecture we will start from the introduction of ANSYS Workbench. So first of all, what is the finite element analysis? So finite element analysis is a mathematical representation of a physical system and the solution of that mathematical representation. That is nothing but the finite element analysis is the numerical method in which some of the numerical tools are used. That is one of this ANSYS. So ANSYS also includes the ANSYS APDL and ANSYS Workbench. So we will go for the ANSYS Workbench. So the main steps of the finite element analysis are, there are three main basic steps, that is pre-processing, solver and post-processing. So the pre-processing includes, we'll go directly to the ANSYS. Pre-processing includes the material properties, geometry, meshing and boundary condition. The solution includes that it solves the complete analysis, and thereafter we will check the results in the post processing. So this is the ANSYS environment where this is that white complete window shows the project schematic. That is, in this environment we will solve the analysis of mechanical component. In the very left hand side it shows, if we collapse this one, that is click on that minus sign, and you can, if you click on it is expanded. So click on that minus sign, you can check the main 5 toolbox are using here, that is analysis system, component system, custom system, design, exploration, external connection system. So in which first of all expand that analysis system, you can check the number of type of analysis which can be carried out in the ANSYS Workbench. So we can see here the design assessment, electric, explicit dynamic, fluid flow in the polyflow, CFX and fluent, that is nothing but the CFD analysis. Thereafter the harmonic response, that is force vibration, hydrodynamic diffraction, time response, IC engine, the buckling analysis, then the model analysis, that is nothing but free vibration, random vibration, response spectrum, rigid dynamic, the static structural, which is most commonly used, because in the every analysis first of all we start from the static analysis, then the steady state thermal analysis, then thereafter the transient structural analysis, that is the part of dynamic analysis, and the transient thermal analysis. So these are the various types of analysis which can be carried out on the mechanical component as well as can be carried out in the ANSYS Workbench. If I again collapse this one, you can check now the component system. So if I expand this component system, you can check that Autodyne, blade chain, CFX, engineering data, which is the material property, explicit dynamic, the separate analysis tool of dynamic system. The separate components are included in the component system. So these separate components are also included in the analysis system. So if you work on the separate system, you can take any module from this to that ANSYS environment. So instead of that, we will directly go to the analysis system, because all the things are included in here, and basically the pre-processing, solution and post-processing part can be carried out from the analysis system. So for the introduction purpose, we will start from the static structural. So if you want to take any type of analysis to this ANSYS solver environment, so just double click on that analysis type, or just drag here, that green box will appear in that environment, and just drop that type to the project schematic. So here you can check here A and static structural. So you can rename that one if you want to do the static structural analysis of like a plate. You can give a name as plate. Also you can rename this, just right click on that static structural, you can here rename. Okay, so I now give you the name block. So likewise you can change the name of that structural for your understanding purpose only. If you want to take some more analysis, that is again you can take like model analysis. Just click on the model analysis, again the next box will appear. Just drag and drop that model analysis, so that A and here is B, it takes B. So it is the static structure analysis, it's a model analysis. Again you can rename it as a now here I want to give it as a plate. Okay, so likewise you can take number of analysis type here. You can repeat it as again static structural, again just click here and drop here. So you can repeat number of times. Okay, so now I am to delete it, just delete. Okay, again delete and okay. Okay, now I want to solve that complete analysis, or I want to check the stresses over the block. Okay, so check here. First I want to go again for the PPT, that is shows finite element analysis requires 3 stages, that is pre-processing, solver and post-processing. So what it includes, that engineering data, that is nothing but the material properties. Here we have to given a material property of that material on which you have to find out the stresses or deformation. So the material properties has to be provided, or the complete material library is available in the ANSYS workbench. Thereafter the geometry, you can draw the model of whatever the component is required, or you can directly import IGS or step file whatever you drawn in the any modeling software. Then the model is nothing but the meshing in the ANSYS workbench. So name it as a model, but we have to mesh that component. So it's a like a large topic of meshing. So we can take this in the next lecture. Then the setup is nothing but the boundary condition. So boundary condition can be explained from the real time problem, that is on which component you want to do the analysis. So that based on that component we have to give the boundary condition, like where the force is applied, where the pressure is applied, or where that body is fixed, in how many direction it is fixed, where the displacement is required to be free. Okay, so that is nothing but the boundary condition. So these 4 things are included in the pre-processor. These are the part of pre-processor. Thereafter it is a solution. On the 6th number it is solution. So solution is nothing but the solver. Here the complete based on that boundary condition meshing, the analysis will be solved in the solution, and the result will be shown in the result section, that is nothing but the post processor. So these 4 parts includes pre-processor, this is solution, and this is post processor. So every analysis software is work on this one, that is pre-processor, solution and post processor. Okay, so first of all just right click on engineering data and click on edit, or simply double click. Okay, so once you click on the engineering data, that material property will appears. So by default the structural steel is included in the ANSYS workbench. Okay, and the material properties of structural steel is available here below that engineering data. So in the material properties, the most important is nothing but that isotropic elasticity. Okay, so isotropic elasticity includes basically the Young's modulus, Young's modulus and Poisson's ratio. So Young's modulus, by default the unit is given it as a Pascal. I want to convert it in the megapascal, that is Newton per mm square. So it shows the Young's modulus as 2 into 10 to the power 5 and the Poisson's ratio is 0.3. So these two parts or these two parameters of the material properties are very important for the analysis purpose. Remaining are the it's just a strength. So we can find out the strength of the material based on the stress value whatever we will find out after the boundary condition. Okay. So again some properties are included, that is alternating stress, mean stress, which is helpful for the fatigue analysis. Okay. Strain life parameter. Okay. So these parameters are important for the fatigue analysis. Then isotropic coefficient of thermal expansion. So it is required for the coefficient of thermal expansion and reference temperature required for the thermal analysis, and density is by default. Okay. So these parameters basically for the static structure analysis, mainly an isotropic elasticity is required. So remaining if the remaining are not provided and only the isotropic elasticity is given, so it is also possible to check the stress and deformation of the body. Okay. Thereafter we will check again the material library. You just click on that engineering data source. So hereafter you can check the engineering data source, in which the general material, general non-linear material, explicit material, hyperelastic material, magnetic BH curves. So this is the complete library is available in the ANSYS workbench. If you will click on that general material, you can check the number of materials are included in the general materials. Thereafter if you will click on the general non-material, okay, so these are the general non-material. Then explicit material, next time some it is changing now. So whatever you click on that engineering data source, it is appear in the outline of the explicit material or outline of that library. So these are the explicit material. Okay. So these are the data source and this is the library of the material. If you want to add that material, that is aluminum alloy, if you want to take it for the analysis purpose, then just click on that plus sign. Okay. Once you click, that book will appear. So it is nothing but that aluminum alloy is added in the engineering data source, where this by default structural steel is provided. Okay. So that aluminum alloy is added. If you want to delete this aluminum alloy, just simply click on this box where that suppressed icon is provided. So just simply click, it is suppressed. That hereafter that material will not show in the analysis. And if you want to again use this one, just click on that one. Okay. So once you added that material, it will appears after the it will appears in the analysis. Okay. Again go for the material properties library, sorry, just click on that aluminum alloy. Once you click on that engineering data source, that library is available here, and once you click on that any material, the material property will show below that one. Once you click on concrete, that concrete material properties. Okay. So in every material that isotropic elasticity will be common term, and the value will be changed only. That copper alloy, again this one. So that complete material library of number of materials is already being provided in the ANSYS workbench, which will not included in the ANSYS APDL. In ANSYS APDL, we have to provide the material properties of the material of that component, whatever you want to do the analysis. Okay. So that this is the library of the ANSYS. Again go for the engineering data. But now you have prepared one composite material, or you have some extra material whose material properties is not included in the material library. So in that, let's check that here. Click here to add a new material. So you can also add a new material manually. So once you click on that box, you can write a name of material. So likewise, if I want to add the chromium vanadium material, I want to add here, and just enter. Okay, now here the question mark will appear because the properties are not showing here, because the material is added manually. So then this name is not important. The important is that material properties. You can change also that name also change. So if you want to add the material properties manually, now click on the check on the that toolbox in the left hand side. So check that physical properties, linear elastic, these are the properties of that material. So the basic important is which is already discussed here, that is nothing but the linear elastic properties, where basically the isotropic elasticity. Okay, so here check that derived from Young's modulus. So I want the Young's modulus of that chromium vanadium in the megapascal, and I know that value, that is 210 into 10 raised to power 3 is nothing but E3. Okay, enter here. So once you click add that Young's modulus, the bulk modulus and shear modulus is automatically disappear. Is automatically displayed. That Poisson's ratio is 0.29. So this is the material properties added manually. Now here the question mark is not appear. You can also add the number of material properties like strength. Yes, here strength, tensile strain, yield strain, compressive strain, and but it is optional. This for the analysis purpose, this is most important. If you want to do the fatigue analysis, you can add the life. Okay, if you want to do the thermal analysis, you have to add the thermal properties. So likewise we can add material properties manually also. So this is the part of analysis. Now you want to go to the return to the project. So click on that project, you will come to again the ANSYS environment. So now the first part is over. So by default here that right sign will always be shown, because in the library static structure of material is by default available. So therefore this right is always will be there. We have to just omit, or we have to just remove this question mark. We want that right sign in all the things, that is in geometry, model, setup, solution and result. Okay. Now the geometry is nothing but that model of component in whatever you drawn in any modeling software. So just right click and click on the new geometry or import new geometry. So for the import new geometry, we have to convert that CAD model, whatever you drawn in any sort of solid modeling software, we have to convert it into the IGS file format or in the step file format, that is STP. So I want to go for the new geometry. So the new window will open, named as DM. Okay, check here, it's a DM. Okay, so that new window, that is design modeler. DM is nothing but the design modeler. So I want to draw a new model here. Just check here, it is shown modeling. Now first of all you have to check the plane on which you have to plot the model. Just I want to draw the model in the XY plane. Just click on the XY and just thereafter click on look at face plane or sketch. Click, that XY plane will come in front. Then check here the sketching. Click on the sketching. Here some parts are shown of the SketchUp module, that is draw, modify, dimension, constraint, setting. Before that one I want to change the unit. Okay, so here the unit is by default shown as meter, I want as millimeter. This is so much important before drawing to the before drawing, so it is required to change the unit. Okay, so I want to draw a one block here and one circle here, small circle. Okay, so this is the geometry, and now I want to give the dimensions. Just double click on that general, just click on that lines and circle. This is the general dimensions are provided here. Now I want to give the horizontal dimension between that sketch and line. So this is the horizontal dimension. Likewise I want vertical dimension between this line and this line. It is a vertical dimension. Okay, so now check here, all dimensions are provided, which whatever we plot here, the values are shown in the left hand side. Okay, so here now first of all we check that H1, this is the H1 is the 58 mm, so I want it as a 60 mm. Then H4 is the 31, so it is 30 mm. V2 is 30 and V5 is 15. Okay, and D3 again it is 15. So it is finished now, the sketcher is finished. Okay, so want to extrude, apply, and here is add material or add frozen. So I want to add material. How much you want to give the depth? Okay, so I want to rotate it, so it is the depth, so 30 mm, it's block. Okay, and just simply click on the generate. Okay, so if you want to change that depth, just simply click here, it is 15, enter here and again click on the generate, so the block will show. I want to again change here, it is 10 and again generate. So this is the somewhat plate, 10 mm thick plate with the one hole. Okay, so the model is created with the one solid part. Now I want to close that geometry. Now check that plus sign is shown, right sign is shown in front of the geometry, where the first before one the question mark was there. Now click on the model. In detailing of the meshing, model is nothing but the meshing. The detail part of the machine will discuss in the next lecture. Now at first we just go for the introduction of that ANSYS Workbench, how to do that analysis. It takes some time. Okay, that model now it is shown in the now it is shown for the analysis. Okay, now check that it is the geometry. Before that it is shown here that geometry. Now the model, setup, solution and result. Now you don't have to click on the further buttons. You just check that parts. Here is the geometry, it's a solid. Thereafter the coordinate system, that coordinate part is given, that is global coordinate system. Then the mesh is nothing but the model. Then static structural, this is nothing but the boundary condition, the solution and the result will shown here. Okay, so all parts now will show in this environment, that is mechanical ANSYS multiphysics environment. That name is given as a block. Okay, now if you want to go for the meshing, we will directly right click on the mesh and we can say it as a generate mesh. Okay, or just click on the mesh and here is option is also given there, generate mesh. So click on the generate mesh. So it will take the automatic mesh and gets any element element is the most important part of the analysis or finite element analysis, because finite element analysis, the name indicates the analysis has to be done in the finite number of element. Okay, so the basic theory of the finite element analysis is nothing but the element, what the corner points of the elements are the node, and whatever the load is applied on the body, that load is applied on the nodes. Okay, so there will be the deformation of the nodes and the stresses will be induced on the each element. Okay, so therefore the meshing is required to be done. So for the perfect analysis or the accuracy in the result, the meshing part is very much important. Okay, so this is the by default meshing, where we can check in ANSYS. It is important that when in the upper side on which tool you are clicked, the detail will shown here. The detail of the click on the geometry, here the details of the geometry. Then click on the mesh, here is the details of the mesh. Click on the static structure, click on here the details of the static structure. Okay, so I have done the automatic mesh. Just click on the mesh. You can check here the sizing. These are the sizing parameter. Then inflation. These are the inflation parameter. The most important is the statistics. Statistics will show how many number of elements are generated and how many number of nodes are generated. Okay, so for the mesh convergence, it is very important how many number of elements you want for the analysis. It is by default generated by the ANSYS whenever you right click and say it as a generate mesh. Okay, so the options are also available as a here coarse meshing are done. You can do the fine meshing, and again say update or generate mesh. So the meshing will show very fine. Okay, this is the element. Now check the statistics. Here the elements are 18,436, and before that one only the 400 elements are there. Okay, so it gives the tremendous change in the solution. So complete details of the mesh we will discuss in the next lecture. Thereafter, the static structure. Static structure is nothing but the boundary condition. So boundary condition want to apply here. So I want to fix that plate face. Selection is if here is the volume, face, line and point. So I want to select it as face. Face is selected. Click on the here support and fixed it in all direction. Okay, and now click on the next part, next phase. Just click on the load and click on the force. Okay, that force is the face is selected. How much force you want to apply? So for if you want to give the directional force, here by default is defined by the vector. You can click on the vector and it is as component. Okay, so for the component you can check that component, it is in the x direction, y and z direction. Okay, so you want to apply the load in the x direction, so therefore x it is 1000 Newton. So 1000 Newton force is applied in the right side of the face. So this is the boundary condition whatever we are applied now. Okay, hereafter the solution, you can directly solve that pre-processing part, or first of all you want to take it as a whatever the result you want. So that is stress. I want the equivalent stress, I want the deformation in the total deformation, again I want a strain, that is strain, equivalent strain. I want the normal stress, that is in the directional stress, it is in the x direction. Okay, so these post processing parts in the result part I want. So therefore first of all I will take that part and just click on the solve. You can check that solver part, that solution information will appear here. You can check overall progress, that is preparing the mathematical model, that is it will prepare the all matrix, solving all matrix, which is also shown here. That notepad file will show the complete analysis. Okay, that solution information will show that all the parts, whatever the how much element, the solid 186 element is by default taken. So solid 186 is nothing but the hexagonal element. So again we will check on the solution, equivalent stress, total deformation, equivalent strain and normal strain. So by default it is shown in Pascal. You can change the unit. It is I want this kg Newton. So that force will the stress value will change, that is 14.46. I want to check that graph. So check, this is the animation of the body. I can also check that elemental parts with respect to element. So this you can check in the zoom, that element will expand, all the element will expand and the stress will be, check here, the stress will be induced in each element. Okay, so this is the analysis, and this is the finite element analysis, where the stresses is induced on the element. Okay, deformation will also shows like this, deformation. So the deformation is always be maximum in the where the force is applied, and it is minimum where the support is there. So this is the deformation of the body. You can also check the minimum and maximum value. So if you are going for the stress, the maximum stress is induced here. Okay, and then minimum stress is here. So this is the approximate analysis whatever we have done now. We have to validate with the help of analytical, experimental, or we can also validate with the mesh conversions. Okay, so this is the simple analysis of mechanical block where the one hole is provided. The detailed complete analysis we will check in the next lecture. Thank you.